Good morning, everyone. So, there's actually people here right now. I'm just gonna like jump in the shower and stuff and just get ready. And I'm gonna go in the shower and then I'll be back. And I'm gonna talk about Kung Fu again. I don't know why people are so stubborn. Like I gave everybody my Discord and I thought that's what everybody wanted. Everybody was like, "Oh, what's your Discord? What's your Discord?" Dude, I gave you my Discord. Now nobody wants to add me. What the hell did you grab my Discord for? Is it because like, are you just investigators? Like, that's what I'm saying. I'm too smart for trolls to fuck with me, but I'm also too smart for people that are trying to fix the world to fuck me over. So I'm trying to fix the world too. Let's work together, But I'm gonna go take a shower. I'll be out in like maybe 10 minutes. So put your time and clock on. I'll be back. Enjoy the ceiling fan. Morning. Get ready with me on Saturday. I was talking about operating system. Thought you nerdy, didn't you? Welcome. Whenever you guys join, always rewind in the beginning because I might give you like an intro and then leave. So, getting ready for the day. I'm literally just making coffee and I'm getting the hell out of here because it's Saturday and I can get some good orders today. I might have found a client with a good community. I've been trying to find a decentralized community that's actually like up and up, you know? And I think I found a couple of them. I think I got lucky with a couple of them. If you guys go on to Pump Fun, or at least if you go on Phantom, then you can follow my account. But the thing is, you probably should add me on Discord. You know, I just made a Discord. It's at Godfinger. And if you guys add the Discord, you guys can get into the other stuff that I'm doing more directly. And I can even set up a crypto channel and you could basically what's going on. You don't have to buy the tokens, just look at what's going on and see the, like, get educated with me. That's the whole goal of this channel, is education. But yeah, if you guys don't see me immediately, go to the beginning of the video, wait like a couple of minutes or something. I might have it pointed at the ceiling. And then I give an intro, and then I'm like, oh, I'll be back in a few minutes or something. So that's what happened this morning. I ended up showering. I put in the title just for the hell of it. Let's go out like a beast and get some stuff done today. You know? Even on one of these tokens, it's been made before, but it's called Cyan Cat. And the dude, like, hero. Like, the dude locked 80 million tokens, apparently. That's like, okay, so I have 2 million and it's $5. 5 times 40, that's like $200 fucking worth of the token. It's kind of a big deal. Right off the bat, you know. When I'm seeing these other developers, they're locking down like $10, $20. They don't want to, they're so stingy. But this dude that I found seems like he actually cares about making a token, and he cares about a chart. So I got in, I got $5 on it, and I'm at the very beginning. Like, if the token went to 300K, I'd have $500. That's kind of the amount that I have there. And another token, maybe I'll see like $5 in total amounts held. Let's see. But basically, I'm just waking up. I'm going to go to work and make the money that I need for my phone, as well as probably get some cigarettes. I haven't had a cigarette since last night when I went to sleep, so it's going to be interesting having something like that. Drink some coffee, head out, bring you guys with me. And when I do that, I'll have a split screen, so you guys will have this little tiny little box at the bottom. I'll have my dasher open, and like half the screen will be for YouTube. I will barely be able to see your comments. The retouch on, it's already. Man, this technology could really do a lot better. When menus jump around as you're trying to tap things, that means that the software developer doesn't know what the hell they're doing. It's insane. I can develop apps. I can design apps way better than these designers
I can launch a token way better than these developers. And I can make a game that's better than these creators. You know, the people that are in charge right now, that are doing everything, that have all of the tools, don't know what the hell they're doing. You know, the only reason why they have that kind of power is because they have the tools. It's the only reason why they invested their money into the tools. So they made a competitive environment where it didn't need to be competitive. It was what? Fun stuff. You're supposed to have fun with it. But anyways, on this dude's profile on the token that I'm like more deep in than the rest, he put on his profile, he's like, no bundling. Doesn't believe in it. That's perfect. That's what I wanted to see. So I'm in on a strong token. I haven't sold a single penny, you know, so I'm feeling pretty good about it. I hope that it continues. I've seen the guy attempt to make tokens before and they fail. But he's selling after other people sold. He's not. It's only like after 5 trades or something because people don't show any interest. I came in, I showed solidarity. The motherfucker's still holding the tokens. So I think this is legit. We need to build a community. If you're a crypto person, we need to build a community together. Because we can get rich together. Like if you're poor, you can get rich. We just need to build. If we all throw $1 at a token, what that does is it shows there's a certain number of holders. If each one of us that throws $1 at the token are real and have conversations with people, we can go and spread it to another person in different chats. Then that's one more person. Go spread it again. That person goes and spreads it to another person. That's how it works in this space. So that's the only way that you can actually make anything, you know, launch really. So that was great. He ended up locking supply, so that's awesome. Basically, right now I'm just waiting for my coffee to be done. I feel like you guys keep saying Scooby-Doo and Shaggy because I'm like uncovering mysteries and I'm exposing shit. Well, no, I'm more like God's finger flicking you. You're not gonna be saying that when a fucking Pump Fun team member goes to jail. That's all I don't. How desperate do you need to be rich and be up $250,000 in rug pull everybody? No, I'm coming in with a heavy hand. I'm gonna fuck shit up, dude. I'm not playing little games yet. It's no mystery. The video that I have is beyond. Like if you saw what I saw, there was about 30 people that witnessed the situation. You'd be pissed. So I guess I'm gonna actually be able to get cigarettes because it's past 7, right? I've already previewed it last night on my last stream. Basically, I saw a dude that may have claimed that a Pump Fund member liked his post. Pump Fund team member liked his post, but he might have been that Pump Fund team member. The guy supposedly was up $250,000. You don't understand the words team member, post, and liked? Pump Fun? Pump.fun? Pump.fun. It's crypto. It's the most popular crypto pumping and dumping app ever. Yeah. Oh. Maybe that's why you're saying Scooby-Doo. Yeah. I get it. So what I saw was behavioral patterns that added up to this person actually pulling a rug pull. Like not a rug pull, but trying to pull a rug pull. So I saw bot activity after people that were holding the token were calling the person out for holding 20% of the token. Well, I got a 26-minute video of this, and I'm going to end up posting it, and it's going to blow everyone's mind. It's going to be there's going to be reactions in between the actual content, and people are going to be like, "Are you kidding me? This is what's been going on?" Yeah, they're freaking robbing you blind. They're robbing your nephews blind. You're an old person. Your nephew's getting robbed. Your grandkid's getting robbed. Instead of going to college, they're going to pump fun to the casino. They don't have to go to Vegas to hit the casino anymore. They can open up their phone and go boop, and then lose it all. I'm going to expose it. It's already been exposed, but I'm going to expose a fucking potential team member. Billionaire company. Is Diddy actually even in jail? I thought he got away with it. I think he just needed to go to jail for smacking up Cassie, and maybe if he raped any young people. That's about it. I think he's just having parties and going crazy, having a good time. That's not really something that you should be going to jail for. But if there's rape, if there's beating Cassie, dude, that wasn't cool. I think that would have been the main thing. And then, sexual battery, if there was supposedly like a 9-year-old that got hurt, you should be in jail for that. That's for sure. But besides that, you can't hate a dude for having some fun. Justin Bieber, if he speaks out and he says he put it in his butthole or something, I understand why he'd be in jail. It's too bad because like Bieber actually tried to be cool and everything, and they like didn't even make him popular or anything. It was like they used him and then just threw him away, like just you dead weight. Really, you know. That's what's nasty about these groups. I look more of like the gang part of it. It's that it's a group that says, "Hey, we're not going to allow him at the party now because we've already used and abused him." Like, what the fuck, dude? You know, why wouldn't you try to include the dude? The dude, you know, he got, what is it? You get beat and initiated into like a frat group or into a gang. I forget what it is. Stepped in or something. You're getting beat in to actually get into the group. Well, if Diddy's a weird sex cult or whatever, and he, you know, stepped in, Justin Bieber, why the hell would he have left Justin Bieber out of the gang? You know, if he had a wire on, he was checking for wires on him. Like, I don't know. I think that's really the conspiracy when it comes to Diddy. Should have been looking into that a little bit. The more you look into it, you're gonna become racist. Nah, dude, he was good before you went live. Dude, life was good before you went live. Oh, True Freeman, you're back, huh? Well, what the hell? Like, if you guys want to find my Cash App, by the way, it's Cloud Ninja X. Cloud Ninja X. I finally logged into Cash App after like 6 years or something. Thank you. I appreciate that. I found I like tried to change my name over to Godfinger and it didn't work. Somebody else grabbed my name. Insane. Welcome. Welcome, people. Thank you for the likes. So I got to do the math. How much change do I need? We got 20 cents. 25 cents. I'll get $2. Boom, boom. And then 5 cents. And I'm going to grab 20 cents on top of that, just in case you never know. In fucking day to day, you might find pack of cigarettes going up in price by a whole fucking 20 cents. So. Let's go get it done, man. Let's go seize the day. You guys want to find me on Discord? It's at Godfinger. I don't know if I have to add somebody as well in order to actually get them as a friend on there. But I did make a Discord finally. You guys can contact me there. But you got to let me know in the chat. I still haven't looked it up. I haven't looked up whether or not I have to add somebody to at the same time before I can even see the request. I don't know how it works. That's how it used to work, I think. Oh, you are following me, Freeman guy. You remind me of this dude, Grant Freeman. It's annoying as hell. I used to play Halo with him. Back in the day, man. That was like Halo buddies. We're like besties. Like I would meet just random people on Halo and you'd add them as a friend and you would just talk to somebody all the way across the world and it was like, what? How are we friends right now? Because we weren't even friends. He hated me. I'm pretty sure he hated me. And I didn't like him because he hated me. And then Kara, I remember her. And we were all gonna meet up one day, and then we never actually met up. I can't wait to get. I'm so excited to get a pack of cigarettes. But as I'm out there, I'm working too, so it's not exactly why I'm going out. Oh yeah, I know, right? Yeah. 60. If I can come up with $30, then I can fix it. You thought it was a wig, no? Oh, geez, skewed. Okay. Bro, guys, are you like freaking 12 or what? Like, if you're 12, I understand. You're adults. This is the kind of weird, immature behavior that I shouldn't be seeing out of an adult. Kind of disappointing, a bit cringe. See, I'm also going up to work. I haven't put my dash on yet. In a minute. Like after I get to the store. Freaking my leg. Now my good leg's in pain. Because I've been relying on it so much. Alright. Yeah, don't drive right now. Don't drive and drive. What the hell are you talking to? Alright, welcome. Welcome chat, welcome channel. Welcome fam. Fam? Oh. My back hurts. It's like weak, and it's like it barely hurts as much as it's like weak. And it's like it hurts my brain because it feels weak. It's weird. The weird feeling is what hurts my brain. If that makes sense. I'm gonna turn my dash on, and if I find a dash before I get to the store, then I'll just do the dash instead of getting cigarettes, and then I'll save change. So I'll be right back. I'm gonna open up the app and start up my dash. Uber Eats has been thwarted by a Scooby-Doo mystery. No, I'm doing DoorDash. I'll be right back. These apps actually like convenient to use. But you get $1 billion fucking dollars, you can't design an app, you don't have an extra 5 minutes just to make a feature work, you get AI to help you code, and you still can't build the app right? Sorry. What the fuck, dude? Right back. All right. Like if you got $1 billion, you definitely have an extra 5 minutes to just look through the code and do it right. You know, when you're making $1 billion a year on an app, maybe you could fix it. It's so annoying. These tech companies just doing nothing to do like fix their app. You know, Pump Fund took 3 years to add a custom fees filter, so you can actually choose how much you're paying the fucking app when you're trying to make a trade. Insanity. It took them 3 years to add that feature. They make like $1 million a day. They're making $500 million a year, and they can't take a moment to fix the code, like to add a new feature. They're lazy. The people in charge of the world today are lazy. All they do is party and fucking steal your money. Now you got billionaires that are working all the time, around the clock. You got Elon Musk, you got Trump. They're billionaires that actually do the hard work. They struggle. And they would love to save the world and fix the world. That's why they develop the products that they do. You know, Trump's a businessman, and he's a guy who's working with real estate, but he made a phone. You know, he built a phone company. I don't know if it was him or his sons, but whatever the case, those people are actually doing something. Then you got millionaires underneath them that are failed billionaires that don't want to actually help society, and they don't want to build a business or anything. All they want to do is pump around and play at the casino. And us poor people have had enough, and we're in that space, and we're holding the line now. Like I said earlier in the video, after I got out of the shower, talking about Pump Fund and how basically, I think I found a couple of these coins that have a great community backing them. And that's what we needed. We need coins that have backing by people that want to see it succeed, want the whole space to succeed. Why? Because they got a bag in it and they want it to grow. You have the rich people that all they want to do is steal your money quick, and then if they have to lose money to make sure that you don't gain a bag so you don't have any leverage, they will. So that's why they use all these huge tools. They use Cheeto bundlers to steal your money. Like if you're going to go on Pump Fund, be careful. When I say, hey, join me on Pump Fund, I'm saying just look, just watch. Get your eyeballs on it so you can learn what's actually out there. If you're not playing with stocks, you don't understand what control the stock market has over your life. Well, I don't do stocks. I'm going to sit in my cave and do nothing. Okay, well then your whole world is going to be controlled by somebody else. That's why you got a migrant invasion. People need to stand up. You need to be educated. So, there's my rant for this morning, right? I can't do that when I'm in the house. I'm not gonna wake everybody up in the house. My rants usually get saved for when I'm on my bike. Yeah, we gotta rise up. We gotta make sure that we're actually trying to build a future. People that we know. Welcome, do you, bro? I will, and it won't be enough to save you. If you don't get involved, it's not going to be enough to save you. You're going to end up getting pulled in by the riptide. You're out in an ocean right now, man. There's a riptide coming. Everything the older generation warned me about, it's coming for everyone. And it's especially coming for the older people. Somebody made a good point. You got Brad from Full Spectrum Survival. He was explaining how the invasion into Spain, it's all just military-aged men. The same kind of invasion that happened into our border, right? There's a bunch of military-aged men rushing over the Spanish border. And it's because they gave amnesty, basically, to a bunch of invaders. And now they think that it's time to go and rush that border, and that's exactly what they did. So what am I gonna say? Basically, you got a bunch of old people that are in the countries in the Western world. They're not having babies. All the women, they decided not to have babies. So there's no new people. It's all just old people, and they can't defend the nation. Okay? I'm almost unable to defend the nation. I got a busted back and a busted knee. I can't run into battle. You're looking at a freaking country that's falling apart. You got the younger generation, they're all degenerates. You know, America's weak. We got a strong military, but we got a weak force. We got a weak homeland. Like, all you old people need to realize that you fucked up. You said, oh no, work harder, I have more than you, and stuff like that. Well, now your country's weak. And there's nobody to help you. There's nobody to protect you. Yeah, we got the best military equipment in the world. Do we have people that are willing to use those weapons? We got a lot of oil. We got a lot of coal. Do we have people willing to go out and do the work? I can't. I could barely lift up 30 pounds. I'm down to 140 fucking pounds. I don't have muscle anymore. I'm dead. I am not a military force. You fucked up. You said, oh no, let's not help them. They need to work harder. Well, I guess I needed to work harder and I didn't. So now, hey, it is what it is, right? You know, I worked harder until I couldn't work any harder. So now I'm not working harder. Now it's failure. Freaking back's killing me. Everybody sat idly by, blamed it on everyone else. Now look at the situation we're in. All the old people were like, oh, we'll blame it on the next generation. Well, then you took the problem on, and you didn't take any charge. You didn't actually do anything to help. And now look at what's going on. You got the Western world. It's all freaking old people. Nobody's there to protect you. I can't protect you. I can't even run. You know, you wanted me to ride around on a bike, and I got hit by a car twice. Get on a bike. I did. I got hit by a fucking car 2 times. The muscle mass left when I had MRSA. I got bit by a spider, and my old body just ate the tissue down to nothing. Yeah, I got bit by a spider and shocked my immune system as well. That's where it originally went. But I'll be right back. I'm gonna put this on pause too while I go in. Yeah, it was an medical emergency, so I fucking almost died. No, I'll be right back. I gotta put it on mute so
Yeah, the generation went and just blamed everyone else, all the younger generation, and now we have a bunch of degenerates gambling around, and people are like, oh, well, let's not worry about that. But dude, you got 18-year-olds not going to college, and instead they're going on Pump Fun and they're gambling it away. They ain't even going to Vegas, dude. They ain't even getting an experience. They have no idea what's actually going on if you're old and fucking living in a cave. You know, you thought the younger generation is unemployable. It's worse than that. They're drug addicts and degenerate gamblers. Keep blaming it on the next generation. I mean, it is what it is. You know, it might be true, might be half true, but those people aren't there to defend you. See what's happening in Spain. Yeah, it's the migrant invasion. So we're fucked. You don't think that invasion that happened at our southern border is going to happen again? Trump stopped the invasion, dude. The reason why the invasion stops is because you got Trump in office, right? So was that my hands? What? Yeah, what I could do is I could use my fingers. I'm pretty good with that. I could use my voice. Yeah, I can't defend the country. I can't even run without my knees separating. If I get chased down by a gang, I can't run. I have to climb up a fucking tree like a monkey. You know, this is a weak country now. It's even weaker in Britain. Yeah, they don't even have guns over there. At least we got guns. At least we can go ta-ta-ta down here. I told you guys this was coming. I told everyone. How many old people fucking sat there and just mocked me? Dude, you know, you're old. You're going to need somebody to defend you. Sitting there, just keep blaming the next generation. Well, I didn't have help. I don't have the tools. Now I don't even have them, you know what I mean? It is what it is. Don't come crying to me when, you know, like, you can't get a hold of me because I can't, you know, can't get a hold of you, can't protect you. Everybody for themselves. All the women, they're going to go sell you out, man. I think that problem is over. No, it's not. That's just getting started. You got the women that are emotionally driven. Oh well, let's help the migrants. Really? Yeah, but what about me? Oh, you're just a stupid white person. Oh, okay, thanks. You got husbands everywhere saying you're talking shit about their own kids. To the women are like, yeah, he is lazy. I'm gonna go give my money to a crackhead instead. I'm here to point fingers at everybody at this point, you know, because everybody's responsible. How many fucking people that just say, hey, add me on Discord? After how many people asked if I had a Discord? You were interested in knowing what my Discord was until you weren't? This whole space online is just fake. I'm going to expose it. Is that a woodpecker? Jesus exposed the money traders. And I imagine that's a common thing because you got money traders all throughout history. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna go back to the house. I'm gonna sit down and wait for a fucking order because the longer I stay out here, the worse my back hurts. The less I'm gonna be able to get done. So I'll go back, put my battery in the charger, wait for an order there. Oh, freaking hurts. Is that my lung? I think I just felt a strong pain in my lung. That wasn't my heart, that was definitely my heart. See, on top of it, I don't really have much faith in the future for this country because you got all the young people, they're just degenerates. They blame the older generation, and you know what they're doing is they're doing exactly what the older generation did to the younger generation. As I was growing up, I was in fucking middle school and I was being blamed for problems that adults were dealing with. That's insane. Bunch of fucking children, Boomer and Generation X. Generation X was the worst of it, to be honest. I say a lot about Boomers, but it's, the elephant in the room is the Generation X that really pushed all that nasty culture on us. All I saw was partying everywhere, drugs. My dad didn't do drugs. That's why I didn't do drugs. It didn't make any sense to me. He was like, hey, you want to be a total shitbag? Go ahead and do this. Look at that guy. He's crawling around on the ground in the middle of the street. I was like, oh yeah, okay, yeah, it makes sense. I'm not going to do that. No, I wouldn't do that. Well, my dad, I was lucky to have the dad that I did. I was lucky to have the parent that I did, but plenty of millennials, they kind of didn't have that kind of guidance. I did, thankfully. So imagine if I was addicted to drugs, Yeah, my dad pointed out a crackhead on the side of the street, or a heroin addict on the side of the street, curled up into a ball. He's like, you want to be like that guy? Or do you not, son? I was like, I don't want to be like him. What the hell? That guy's insane. He's got mental issues. It's like, yeah, that dude does heroin. If I ever catch you doing heroin, son, I'll kill you. I was like, okay. He's also said, if I ever catch that you raped a kid, I'm gonna fucking kill you. I was like, okay, I won't do that either. You know what I mean? There was things that my dad was like, he instilled the fear of God in me through just common sense. But that's how he reached me. There was other things that he did that were just completely pointless. It was like, he just kept continuing to harass me, and I was like, what the fuck? So, you get a parent, they do the right thing like half the way, and then the other half of the way they fuck up, and that's pretty normal. But there's a lot of parents that didn't even do half of the way. They did like 10% of the way. They left it all up to the schools, and the schools don't take care of the kids. They're just allowing them to be unruly. So all we need now is I can't see that. See, what you guys are on is I got one app open at the top and one app open at the bottom. So very tiny text. I have to stop the bike and I gotta read it like. Oh, I freaking have to. Oh. Yeah, it's probably a good idea that I go back and just like lay down on a bed for a minute. Separate my spine for a minute and go back out. Yeah, so last night I ended up getting an order outside of my region that I'm active in right now, outside of the region to deliver to another place that's outside of the region for $8.75. So a 13-mile order turned into about a 26-mile order because I had to make my way all the way back. I don't do Uber because that's what they do on Uber. I chose DoorDash because DoorDash keeps you within the region. That's one thing I have a problem with DoorDash right now is that if you're going to bring me outside of the region to go do an order, at least tack on an extra $5. Make up the difference. Make it worth it. But you know what I might do? I might suggest a feature or something that we can report the situation, and we might get compensated for it later or something. But it's just insane that these people, like DoorDash is really, really good. I'm going to be honest, like DoorDash is 100% way better than most of, even the customer support is way better than most customer support. Let's see. Your Grubhub, oh, is it better? I'm signed up like to do Grubhub. I'm on the wait list. So hopefully I can get, accepted at some point. I remember when I signed up for DoorDash, it took about 6 months. I'd like to get on Grubhub too. I am signed up to do Uber. I tried doing Uber. I can't get any orders. It's like, I don't see an order for an entire 4 hours. I literally left it on while I was on a DoorDash just because I was like, I didn't see an order for 3 hours straight. I'm going to just leave it on and just, decline it if I get an order because I'm already on an order. And I still didn't get an order. It was like 4 hours straight, nothing. With DoorDash, I can sit at that house and I can wait for an order and it'll come in. Might take an hour and a half. Might not be exactly what I wanted, but it doesn't matter. It's at least I'm getting some work. So is Grubhub really that much better? And I wonder why. I'll read your comments in a minute, by the way. I gotta stop in order to do that. So probably better that I come back anyways because I got no socks on. Probably want to put some socks on so I don't get any calluses. My feet are already getting ripped up. I'm using sandals. I can't use shoes because if I do, then it's gonna get like I have holes in my sock. It's gonna rip up the soles. It's totally pointless. I use my shoes for like special occasions or something. Or not doing too much walking. But that's just that's just the situation of a poor person. Technically disabled, but oh no, you can't get help if you're not already getting treatment. Oh, okay, that makes a lot of sense. So you're not getting treated because you're not robbing the government or anything, You're not already getting freebies, so we're not going to give you freebies. But if you're getting freebies already, we'll give you more. What the fuck? The system's fucked. That's something I'd like Trump to look into is the way disability is run. They should be able to, within a week, look at your application, decide, hey, okay, this is what you need to do, and just make it simple. Make the fucking process simple, dude. I got hit by a car twice. Why would I ever have to do anything extra to be helped? That's insane. Oh, those are just air conditioning units. Great egrets. I'm gonna get that call right. Dude, I ate burgers last night, and like my stomach was killing me all night. I don't even get food stamps, man. I don't get anything from the government. Nothing. But if you break into the country, you get free healthcare, free housing, free social security. You get all kinds of shit, man. And you get to work under the table because you fucking speak Spanish. It's crimes, man. We got invaded. So I'm almost back. I'll be able to read your comments just about a few minutes. I'm using like very little battery. I'm like low here, so I can like have it charged within an hour after I sit. Maybe I'll go split screen and tool around in the Phantom chats for a little bit. Cheer on some coin pumps there. Oh yeah, it's like 8 o'clock. I'm sure some of these tokens are pumped out of control. One of these tokens I'm in, the dude supposedly locked 80 million of the tokens. I got $5 at a 3.5 thousand market cap. That's kind of big. I got like 1.5 million tokens. So if that thing goes to 300 or 300K, that's 500. If it goes to 3 million, that's 5,000. A strong base. I'm not selling out until we see 3 million. Let's see if I can get five grand off it. Get out of this situation, man. That's what I'm trying to find in this crypto space. I'm trying to get out of the trenches. Because the trenches don't want me. Oh. Let's read these messages here. Okay. I think they're suggesting 20% to the customers, $10 tips in town. So in protest, I'm going to shoe polish my face and pretend to be Al Sharpton for the next 10 years. That guy's a freaking spaz, man. Let's see. I throw it to ARC. I do like Doge though. What's ARC? I haven't seen that before. I'm on Pump Fun. Like I go on Phantom and I play with Pump Fun tokens, and basically they use Jito bundlers. So they're just like stealing everybody's money. Is it? Well, I'm also on Atlas Earth, and I got like $5 grand worth on there. But I can't pull it out because it's all in properties. Like if they allowed me to go sell all the properties for the face value of what each property was worth, that'd be over as like $5,100, $5,200. So
need water. Doge, it's dead. Doge is dead. Dude, most of these tokens are dead. The whole space is dead. You have to look at what's actually going on, man. You got brand new money getting pumped into the space and getting stolen at this point. Because they think that Doge is something. It's like, no, go take it from the Dogecoin millionaire who held. He's now a thousandaire. He probably doesn't even have that anymore. A lot of the old people in that space ended up going over to Pump Fund and just scam people. Is there a confirmation? I don't know. Give me a minute. I got to use my other device to actually look at it because I don't go on Cash App like on this one. If you sent me something, that'd be incredibly insanely helpful. You have no idea. Still on a dash, so if I end up leaving real quick, that's what I'm trying to do. But yeah, we got you can find my Cash App in somebody. Oh my god, thank you. Thank you. I see that. That's incredibly helpful. That's going towards my phone. So I need to get my phone bill paid. I appreciate that very much. John is a blessed person and is giving out, a blessing to somebody who really needs it. So thank John in the chat, guys. He's a very nice person. And I hope I can pay that back and helping fix the world, expose some stuff. Guys, I've seen more kindness in the last couple of days. I've seen like months. I like the whole couple memes. I have some Doge and GameStop. Yeah, I did get it. I have to like open up my other phone to be able to see it because it's like on my other device. Oh my god, dude, you're the best. Guys, tell me something in the chat, something that I can really get into and have a discussion about and really help fix things. I want to spread awareness about actual issues, and I'm going to use my own personal opinion on it. So I might not agree with your take on it, but I'll give my best. I'll try to research and find out some way to actually help spread awareness on issues. So anything that you guys can get, well, it's not Godfinger X, it's Cloud Ninja X. CloudNinjaX. I'll type it in the chat. You guys can find my account in the description of my channel. Let's see. So we got Cloud Ninja X. So I'll type it in the chat. Give me 1 minute. Somebody grabbed my freaking name. Like, they grabbed Godfinger. I'm like, there's got to be somebody that has been posing as me. Here. So I'm literally getting my own. What is the best video game I've ever played? Final Fantasy 11. Not 14, 11. Here we go. Boom. to give me subjects for research so that I can even that's funny. Oh, go look at my video, like my run poll video of my audience. Make sure to give me subjects for research so I can do my best to fix the world. So let's talk about real stuff here, is that this is what it takes, is attention. We need to be the ones in charge of the attention market. These gangs, they ain't got shit on somebody who's willing to show their face and to be fully transparent with what's going on. Okay? Yeah, identity politics is absolutely shit. Praxis said, we need resources. Identity politics is shit. You know, we don't have to agree on everything to be able to do trade and to just fix the problems in the world through awareness. Yeah. So the problem that we have today is that people aren't aware of how to protect themselves. Justice system is unaffordable. That's a good way to put it. It's hard for us to protect ourselves if we don't know what's really going on. And we don't know what's going on if we don't have conversation amongst each other to know what's going on without having identity politics get in the way. So there's things that I believe in that I'm sure 90% of the audience won't agree with, such as I don't believe in deflock. Whoa, that's not cool, right? The reason why is because it's already happening. What's the difference between somebody carrying a phone and going beep, staring at you, and an actual company doing it? What we should be doing is fighting for the access to that technology, okay? I'm not going to get upset if you do cut down polls and do what you got to do. You know, if you're out there doing what Tyler Oliveira is doing, I haven't seen his video yet. I'm going to cheer it on. But what I'm going to tell you guys is that there's nothing that we can truly do at the end of the day. So I'm not saying, hey, let's not do deflock. But what I'm saying is that the chance that we're actually going to fix it is low. And you don't want to be on the side of the AI is coming after you because you're the enemy to the AI. That's what I'm saying, is that unfortunately, it sounds like I'm putting down my sword. But the thing is that the sword is already taken from our hands. We're not the billionaires. You know, so now I'm not agreeing with flock cameras, but what I'm saying is that that's kind of where everything's headed, and there's nothing that we can potentially possibly do. If we continue to give attention and spread awareness that these flock cameras exist, then people will be better on the road, and that's what we can do, just to spread awareness about the situation. Now, let me throw my bike on the charger. Like I said, not everybody's going to agree with what I say, but we don't have to agree, because really, we can rise above flock. We can rise above what the hell is going on when it comes to control. Here's how you do it. You go to your local community centers and you tell them, you don't give permits to these places or I won't elect you again. That's how you fix it. So deflock needs to be a localized movement, because the Supreme Court can't shut down the flock cameras, okay? Yeah, I know, right? That's basically where we're at now, is like, if you're in the crypto space, it's either you're part of the gang cabal, and if you make a loss, if you have a loss, then there's like somebody in the gang that'll make up for those losses because they gained. And that's how they operate. We have to understand how they're operating. We have to understand how these gangs are fucking us over. All right? That's how we have to fix it. Awareness is number one. Number two is taking action. So, of course, we need to take action, but we need to know what the actual problem is. We need to know the angle to attack it from. There's another thing. Somebody brought up the point of maps, like minor attracted persons. I didn't really elaborate on that. I think pornography in general should be illegal. And if you're posting and sharing child sexual abuse material, you should absolutely go to jail. You should be in prison, probably for an entire 20 years. Okay? I'm going to be honest about that. But you can't thought police people. You can't get into somebody's head and see if that's, really what they think. If somebody's expressing the fact that maybe they have a problem, don't attack them. They're reaching out. The same thing as like a drug addict. If they're trying to reach out to you, well, don't attack them because they reached out to you. They're looking for help. So I think we need to attack these problems from a different perspective and spread awareness. Help that person that has that problem understand what their problem is. So that's where I stand with liberals. Well, but the liberals today aren't even liberal. The liberals today, they don't want to fix the problem. They want to make all drugs legal. I think weed would solve the problem. We need resources, free energy, and rail would help me get my game on. Big I know, right? But I appreciate you guys joining and interacting with the chat. And, if you have a critical opinion of me, that's fine. You guys, we gotta solve these problems together, and we gotta run an attention market that can beat the gangs. What would you do if you were hurting yourself? What would I do if it's not a drug? Weed isn't a drug like that, man. HHC is a chemical, deadly chemical that's been put in a lot of vapes. Weed should definitely not be banned. Let's go. So what would I do if you were hurting yourself? Don't forget that you have autism. If you were hurting yourself, I would tell you that, look, we only have one of these lives. We only have one. And here's the thing, is that God will choose when you leave this planet. If you're a person that really wants to leave the planet and not exist anymore, do good things, and one day God will take you and put you into a better place. That's how it works. You need to fulfill your goals here on the planet, and then you can pass on and move to a better place. You can go to heaven. You can't take your own life. God's not going to let you. And if you try, then you're going to be dealing with lifelong injuries that you basically live in hell for the rest of your life. That's why suicide is wrong, because it's going to hurt you for the rest of time. Talk about the Jews. Here we go. People talking about the Jews again. Like, bro, chill out. Stop with the Jew hatred. The Jews are just somebody who's following the Old Testament, just like gangs and stuff. You got people that are dark figures in the Jewish community. Judaism is basically not a monolith. You got people of all kinds of opinions in that group. There's something else to be said. Most of them are better than Hydrostan. Yeah, I know, right? Like the Muslims, they are kind of an issue. Like there's Christian Muslims, and then there's Islamic Muslims. There's the Muslims that are being taught Christianity, and they think that that's the Quran. And at the end of the day, oh my God, they're literally Christians, and they're being like lied to by their Islamic leaders. But I'd like to, get down to the actual issues in society. There's people who commit abuses and atrocities, and some people make a mistake. And like I said the other day in my girls stream, go watch that whole thing. I explain how exploitation happens, how a dude ends up causing this problem. And, we all make these mistakes at some point. And if you're trying to make yourself better, whatever problem you got, if you're trying to make a real change in your life, only you and God understand that that's what you're trying to do. And that's what you need to do. You need to be able to fix yourself, make yourself better. At the end of the day, you can fix yourself. And by doing something like that I'm doing, being a preacher in a way, you can help protect others from having that same issue. I'm going to spread the word and be faithful. So, you got Sophie. Hurting yourself is part of your anger issues and special needs, so I can't help it. Sophie, I did that in middle school. I tried to shut off my brain. It didn't work. I learned at a very young age that God's real, that only God can take you. Liberals are authoritarian, which is hilarious. They want government control and everything. If you disagree with them, they attack you. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely, hairy toe-face. So that's the problem with liberals, is that they're literally fighting for the thing that they were supposed to be against. So liberalism is like liberation, but not government control liberation. Liberating yourself with education, liberating yourself by being a tightly knit community. If you're going to do, a commune, you want to do your stupid communism and shit, well, you can do that on your own property. It's called a tribe. But you can't make that the entire nation. You can't control the whole nation, make the whole nation pay for your shit. And that's why, you got some people on the conservative side that are saying, oh, but Jews ain't going around and stealing out of people's cars. Jews ain't fucking going around shooting people with guns, dude. Like, they're just trying to follow their religious motives. That's it. Vapes should also be banned. That's a whole different discussion, because like weed, I can make a whole video on weed. Like there's a lot of misinformation about weed. The problem with vapes is that they're not telling you what's actually in that vape. So there's vapes that have HHC. HHC is a synthetic. It's worse than K2. It's 10 times worse than K2 when it has the effect that it has on your brain. They sneak that crap into these vapes, but you can see the amount that's actually in the vape, like in the details. Maybe if God was real, God is real. Promise. I just want to separate them and take the money for Americans. Yeah, that's how we are. But you got to get somebody like me in there to actually make that happen, because I'd like to be president. I'll be honest. If I would be lying if one of my motives is not to be president one day. I'll put my reputation on the line. I'll get shot at just like Trump. I don't care. So it has nothing to do with ego. I'm seeing a problem with the world that nobody has any solutions for. Trump got the closest to fixing these problems that any president has in the past. Let's see. Conservatives aren't the only ones bitching about Jews, and not all conservatives either. No, I'm not saying that only conservatives. I'm saying that actually it's generally liberals, libtards that are fucking complaining about Jews. So Trump is so... No, he's not. I promise. I didn't block anyone so far. I haven't blocked anyone in this chat so far. The only people that I'm going to end up blocking is somebody who's spamming or making claims against me. Like, completely unrelated to the conversation, too. It's like, so don't spam and we're fine. If you have an opinion that I don't agree with, that's fine. Well, no, not necessarily. They said everyone else's fault but yours. I don't have any power. It can't be my fault. Somebody hit me with a car. I was unable to go and sue them because I didn't have enough money to go sue them. Okay? I tried to get disability and they're like, sorry, you're not already getting treated by a doctor, so we can't sign you up for disability. I can't even stand for more than an hour without collapsing. No, BLM is a bunch of fucking assholes, dude. BLM went against their entire mission. Their mission was supposed to be able to bring people out of poverty, bring opportunity to the inner city, because the inner city got it hard. That's the type of shit that they were supposed to be standing for. What they turned it into was a race war. They're a bunch of assholes. They killed Charlie Kirk. Guaranteed. Allegedly. BLM probably is the one that killed Charlie Kirk. It wasn't the LGBT community. The LGBT community is run by BLM now. LGBT isn't LGBT anymore. They're not liberal. They're hateful. Okay, dude, that's what I'm saying, dude. Like, we got somebody in the chat sitting there like I tried to have a conversation with you, dude. Sorry. No, it's not Israel that got Charlie. The thing is Israel has been invaded, and those invaders that are in Israel are running NGOs to push for an invasion into our countries. That's not Israel. That's an invasion into Israel. The general population of Israel is just Zionist, and they want to be left alone. Zionism is not bad. It's nationalism. Zionism is nationalism, okay? They want their country for themselves. Problem is, they got like 10% of their entire population is Muslim. No, I'm not going to block you if you just have an opinion that's different than mine. Zionism is literally America. You know, if you're a Trump supporter, that's Zionist. We're a Zionist, you know, movement. We're nationalist. Go look up the definition. That's generally what Jews want, is to be just a left alone to go and practice their faith and learn more about God and spread the word. You know, Christianity is basically a refined version of Israel. But let's look at other things here. I'm going to show you a token that I'm in on, and put my hotspot on here. So it's not hogwash, I promise. So we got a bunch of Israel haters. Dude, you guys are being like, those Israel haters, you're being Nazis, bro. And you're like calling Trump supporters Nazis, but you're literally being Nazis. Like, chill. That's gross. Just gonna delete that. Still comment, but I'm gonna delete that freaking comment. It's weird. It's weird. So Molly says Israel has systematically almost wiped out every other country around them using America as a weapon. No, they haven't. What the hell are you talking about, dude? We're literally okay. You know Saudi Arabia is an ally to us, right? You know Jordan is friendly with us, right? You know Egypt is friendly with us, right? What are you talking about? We've wiped them out. Dubai literally funds our colleges. We're friendly with them. Qatar, friendly with them. What are you talking about? We have allies over there in that region. They haven't wiped out the entire region, man. You want to talk about wiping out a region, you talk about the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation that prevented Ethiopia from developing. So they slung around their freaking money. They slung around their money to go and tell Ethiopia, sorry, you can't develop here and you have to stay poor. While they're pushing in the Congo, mining cobalt by hand. They do mining by hand. You know, this cobalt is used in our batteries. So you're having people go into basically lithium mines in Africa as slaves, child slave labor, to go and take it out of the ground by hand to go and sell it to us. I don't know why the region is even American problem. We can't get along with our neighbors. I understand that. We shouldn't be over there. But the problem is that we had a 9/11 attack. We needed to go over there. The reason why this pretty much all started was they attacked us. You know, it might have Saudi Arabian infiltrators might have been some of the problem, but now we're peaceful with Saudi Arabia. We had problems with Japan. Like, does anybody talk about Japan, how we controlled their trade, and basically that's why they attacked our harbor? We were controlling their ability to trade. So there's other things to be talked about, but this is just how it happens in war, man. Like, it is what it is. You hear about Ukraine shooting up a Iranian vessel. Like, there's a world war going on. The border should be in North Canada and South Mexico. We should own Mexico. In fact, you know, I think the actual answer to the border invasion problem is to build a city in Mexico and then send all of the migrants to that city. Simple. Out in the middle of a desert. Make them a productive company. Yeah, we blocked off rubber and oil. There's a rubber shortage. You look at Veritasium, he talks about a rubber shortage that's gonna hit us at some point really hard. Go look into that. 9/11 was an inside job, and everybody knows it. Like I've looked at the documentary. I think Glenn Beck actually talks about that the most. He really deep dives into it. All I'm saying is to agree, but to say that Israel wants to live in peace. I'm not talking about Israel anymore. If I see any more comments about Israel, I'm not going to talk about it today. Be another day I'll talk about it. At least those kids have a job over there. If it weren't for us needing cobalt, they would have nothing. Yes, that's true. Same thing with China. China wouldn't be operating if we didn't buy their stuff. That's why China got all mad that we were going to put 150% or 100% tariffs on them. You know, people are like, China's the strongest country in the world. I'm like, dude, they need us to buy their stuff. Yeah, we gotta finish the border. That's number one. Like the border wall. Number one, we need to finish that thing. Yeah, China doesn't exist without us. Okay, simple as that. They steal our technology. They stole my fucking money, dude. You got GRWMOS over the course of 3 months. This was like 5-6 years ago. Over the course of 3 months, they took $3 grand. Stole it from me, dude. Insane. China's asshole. I'm going to revisit the child abuse situation thing here. One thing that I really, really like about Ron DeSantis, and one of the very few things that I actually like about Ron DeSantis, is that he made it so that if you rape a child under 13, you're eligible to get the death penalty. That was like win. That was like freaking win, dude. And I don't think enough people talk about that. I think if people actually talked about that a little bit more, it's a touchy subject, but you know, there would be a lot less abuse when it comes to that. You know, a lot of these criminals that are doing that kind of shit would not be doing that if they knew that they would be going to freaking, you know, to their maker if they do that. I was going to look at my coins, but I can't. I'd have to log in, all this extra stuff. No, this is what I mean, dude. You saying you're a key example of why not to do drugs. I don't even do drugs. I smoke weed. I don't even think I've smoked weed in like the last couple of days, in fact. Like, what are you talking about, dude? If we actually got our shit together and had affordable education or any clout, they'd all want to be annexed. If the higher education... Dude, we have higher education. Why do you think China sends their people here to get educated? They send their people all the way over across the ocean to come here to learn. Either they got special interests or our schools are very, very decent. I don't do drugs, dude. I don't even have, I couldn't even get whatever that person said. I couldn't even get my hands on that if I tried. I don't have any, you know what I mean? They are uneducated. Unfortunately, we are stuck in the same class as them. Yeah. Who's spreading commie gobbledygook? Lord Snuffy, please tell me what is communist about what I have said so far. Explain it, please. If you can't explain it, I'm also going to ban you from my channel. Subscribers only. I got to change this up. Subscribers only mode. I forgot to put that on. So I'm getting all these freaking trolls. Okay. Boom. And I gotta put that filter all messages so I can see all the weird messages too. Lawrence Tech. Sign me up in civil engineering and dual major. Well, dude, you can learn this stuff right now. You have AI. If you want to learn something in like higher education, you can learn it right now. That's how I learned everything. I didn't have to go to college. The things that I learned, it was just basic, just interest. I wanted to know what was going on. Can we get communism off Prime now? What does that mean? The Chinese students, not you, bro. Oh, okay. I was like, what the fuck, dude? What did I say? You know, it's like, I'm not a communist. What I'm saying, you know, when it comes to communism, I'm like, the thing about it is and by the way, just to clarify, Lord Stuff, he was talking about the freaking, you know, the commies, the Chinese commies that are coming over here and infiltrating our colleges and fucking with the kids' minds. When it comes to communism, it's the same thing with every type of politics. If you want to be a liberal, that you do that on your own land. If you want to be a conservative, well, conservatism is just pulling down the red tape, making things basic, the basic set of laws so we can apply them regularly, so we can actually enforce these laws. That's why Trump was pulling down that red tape. That's what conservatism is supposed to be. Less laws, less government involvement. We can be autonomous as a community. So you're allowed to be your little commie self if you want to be a communist on your own land. You know, you want to have a freaking pumpkin grove. Okay, you want to have you want to do that. You can do that on your own land because of conservatism. Conservatism allows you to go and be a commie, to be a libtard, to be whatever the fuck you want to be. That's what America stands for. That's why Trump, you know, he's a coexist type of person. He's more liberal than you think. You know, America is a place where you can be a communist in your own house. You can be a communist on your own land. You just don't get to do that everywhere else. You don't get to boss everybody else around, take everybody else's money out of their fucking hands. You know, communist socialism and stuff. We can fire all the useless teachers. Yeah, I don't know how old you might be, but basically the younger you are, the more you know how useless the educators are. You know, but, you know, I really want people that hate Trump so bad to understand that Trump believes in coexistence. He believes that liberals have a place on this planet. Anarchists have a place on this planet. But the whole thing is you do it on your own land. America gives you the freedom to do that. When you own your own capital, you get to do that, you know, but you just don't get to do that. You don't get to push everybody else into it. Did you see the reports on how much money the CCP is sending the colleges? Well, it's also Qatar. It's also, you know, you got other countries that are also doing this stuff. But I think the bigger thing is how dependent China is on the Western world. That should be, you know, screamed out about. Like, in order to run their CDC machines, they need German drill bits. So they're still dependent on imported drill bits in order to process what they're doing. In order to run their AI, they have to use their own chips, and also black market chips. What is it called? Chips that aren't even real, basically. It was a bootlegged. Yeah. So you got bootlegged chips. The thing about their market is they still get their hands on NVIDIA chips, but the thing is it has to be done through a broker. Yeah, we left Rome for a reason. If you want to look at America as some kind of overwhelming force that took over the Native Americans, no, we were running away from oppression by the Romans, by the Catholics, by, you know, even Persians and, you know, the freaking Muslims and stuff. We were running away. The Christians were running away from that situation. Israel, in its little nation, is holding the line over on that side of the world. So Israel, reason why we support them so strongly is because they're basically us. This, you know, they believe in pretty much the same stuff that we believe in. Let me keep up with the chat here. Once they're out of office, it's fixed. I want Jeffersonism, anarchism. I don't know, Jeffersonian. It didn't. Oh, Oh, come on, this isn't working.
It's a store where I can kind of, in a way, take my time, I should say. Give me a second here. Not really taking my time. But here, give me one moment too. I gotta do one more thing. Yeah, this thing keeps lagging. I don't know what the issue is. Telegram keeps sending me a notification. It sends me it twice after I swipe it away. Son of a... So I gotta go like 8 miles away, pick up the package, and then go 3 miles back the other way. Which is nice. I love it. I'm gonna take my time kind of getting there, so I have enough battery to actually pump it. Once I get on the harder part of the road, that's when I need to really. I won't be able to read your comments for a little bit. helmet. The thing is the reason why I don't need a helmet is because I got this backpack on that I'll land on the backpack before I land on my head. I made a video a few days ago. It was like 4 days ago. Go check it out. It says, public safety message or something, e-bikes. Go look that up. I talked about that on there. There's a reason why I don't use it. This should be a quick one. I got to get one type of item, 16 of them. Like 16 cans of Spam, I think. Yeah, 2 trucks just came way too close to me. It's like you're supposed to give a bicyclist 3 feet of space. While you're passing them. There was nobody on the other lane either. There was nobody coming. There was nobody incoming, There was no incoming traffic. There was no reason why the person got that close. Two trucks in a row. First person's got their dirt bike in the back, just going out on a fun cruise for the day. And he's going to go hit a bicyclist on his way there. If you're a person that's going to hit a bicyclist, that means you would probably run into, an old woman. I'm going 45 miles per hour and it's 55. I mean, it's like, it's not like I'm going 20 miles per hour. But, all right, I'm here. Pick up this order, and then when I'm going in there, this internet might shut off, so you guys might not see it. And when I go to pay and stuff, it's going to end the app. So just have that in mind. Get used to it. Yeah, I'm picking up cooked. Okay, it's Bristol cooked ham. No idea what this is. Wow, it's nice. Hey, good morning. Excuse me. I'm in the right aisle. Excuse me. Where is this? Oh, it's got the little tab thing. It's gonna be here somewhere, of course. Let's see. It's an oddly shaped can. Where is it? It's annoying. Let me make sure I'm in the right aisle. We got aisle 5. No. Yeah, it's aisle 5. That might be right here. Where is it? That's annoying. Anyone know where Bristol cooked ham is usually? Oh, it smells so good. It smells like weed. Yeah, no problem. Hey, what's the number?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
Hey,
That's free.
all this on thing.
Well, that's beyond annoying. Where the hell is that? Give me a second, guys. I gotta turn this off. I'll be back in like probably 5 minutes. More complicated. The ham was in a completely different section of the store. Coming back. Yeah, so the ham, what I was picking up was in a completely different section of the store. The lady that was ordering, basically she didn't see it when she went to visit the store, and I had to ask an employee to find it, and she had remembered putting them in that section. So I was able to, get that. Putting smiles on people's faces. The store employee was great. Yeah, I didn't catch it because I wasn't the one who put them into the basket. Because basically I just held the basket for the lady to put it in because she was like, anyway, it's a complicated situation, but not really. And the clerk saw one of the dented cans, and I was like, sweet. So he caught that. I gave him a good rating, highly satisfying rating. That's how we fix this. Give attention and give good ratings and stuff like that. We can build this country back up. They don't have to be rich to do it. But if you are rich, there's things you can do. It's an e-bike, so it's not as bad as you would think.
Yeah.
There's no pin.
Biking, 20, 30, 40 miles. It was a long time ago.
There's I've probably gone in total about 19,000 miles on these.
Yeah.
Got hit only twice.
Thank
It was
you.
when I was going really slow, thankfully.
Yeah, be careful.
Hey, have a good day. Thank you. Okay. I'd say today's going pretty well so far. Oh wow, that's big. I think she added an extra like $2 to the so. Yeah, I've gone like 19,000 miles on e-bikes, and I've only been hit twice. So that's pretty good. Based on the odds, yeah. Still alive. This bike's seen about 7,500, so 7,568, 7,568 miles on us. Very cool, guys. Give me a second. I have an idea. I don't know if you go to public restrooms or not, but maybe you can find a family bathroom. You can wash it there in a sink. The dude just risked his life, and now he's full of again. He risked his life, and he risked the car that was in front of him. just to stop at a red light and for me to pass him again. What an imbecile. So what I'm doing now is I'm grabbing some milk. So, the last gallon is almost completely drained. I drink like a gallon of milk almost every other 2 days. It's when I can afford it. So I'll read your comments in a few, but I feel like nobody's actually there. AI is trying to silence me. Hey, how you doing? Okay. You're good, thank you. Hamburger Helper is going to be discontinued. That's interesting. Sure, if I got my retouch off, I do have it on. So. Perfect, thank you. Thank you. After that, guys, I'm almost back at the house. I'm going to throw this thing on the charger and relax. Things are looking up. Just hope I get back in one piece, right? Next thing you know, I'll have a freaking flying off into the woods. after they mow these, yeah, they should really grab like a blower or something and blow it back onto the grass that they just mowed. Like there's all kinds of stuff sitting in the middle of the road because of these mowers. They just leave behind trash everywhere. So the landscaping companies that are doing the landscaping for the town need to start actually doing their job and cleaning up after themselves. They're just kicking it into the roadway so people can get flat tires. That means by probably 2 o'clock or 3 o'clock, I'll be able to go back out again, maybe. Never mind. It's gonna be like 3 or 4, because I need like a full charge on this. Just a moment. Make sure you have my fingers on. Okay. Right back. Actually, let me put you on. I wish I could get this TV working. So, yes, doing really good. So I just completed an order. I got paid. It was $13 for 12 miles, and I'd say that's damn good. Especially when it brings me, like, it keeps me within the region, and it kept me on the main road where I could like make my way back and like spend less energy on my bike. Put a 2-stroke motor on it. Yeah, that's really the way. That's the way to do it. But the cops don't like mess with me because it's an e-bike. I bet if I had a 2-stroke motor on the thing, they'd want to talk about it. You know, that would be pretty sweet. Believe me, I would want to go that route because that's just you can go forever and ever and ever. You're just going to continue maintaining it, throw some gas. Hell yeah! Thanks to you, I feel accomplished today already. I'm going ahead and keep working. You know what I mean? I'm gonna keep going. Can't reach the top unless you continue. Watch me chug this milk. No, it's not legal. What I'm doing, it's not legal, technically. There's no loophole for it. I'm not supposed to be doing what I'm doing. But they leave me alone because I'm doing work. And because I'm not going into people's, backyards. I'm not a drug addict. They know what I'm up to. I'm out there working, making a paycheck for them to be able to continue doing their work. Now watch me chug this entire glass of milk within like a few seconds.
back. I gotta throw this in the fridge. So I also have to feed the cats because I woke up and fed the cats yet. It's an hour and 15 minutes late. You know, these cats, they're on a schedule, and if you don't feed them on time, then that schedule gets screwed up. And then when you're complaining that the cats aren't around to come and eat when you're ready to feed them, it's kind of ridiculous, in my opinion. So I gotta feed the cats and, you know, bring you guys with me. But, well, I'm in Florida, like I'm in Central Florida. But I gotta feed these cats, so literally give me about 5 to 7 minutes opening up cans, throwing food in it, dry food, wet food, and basically I don't want to bring the camera in that side of the house, so give me a few minutes. Yeah. So I'll be back in just about 5 or 6 minutes. Sorry for the wait. And I don't want to bring it on that side of the house and cause problems. Somebody would see the phone, just probably grab it or something. But yeah. All right, guys, I'm back. All right. So, a dude who's saying that I don't do anything around here to help did not feed the cats on time. I had to feed the cats. Twice went out there and spit rocks at the windows and stuff with a weed whacker, and didn't even try to use a rake that's clearly sitting out there to clean up just a little bit of it. I have the blower, so I went ahead and I went and blew the section off, but you could have at least used a rake. It like the insanity, the amount of fake bullshit that I gotta put up with is insane. I couldn't even go down the list without getting somebody in trouble on the bullshit that I gotta deal with constantly in my life. That's not my intention, to get people in trouble. My intention is to get the problem, explained. People can protect themselves from harm, from abuse. Something about young people are the most susceptible to abuse. And if you're not explaining to them what abuse actually is, then they're not going to know what abuse is. So I think we need to be teaching younger people in school the law. I drink milk like that because I love milk, and I also haven't, I ate burgers last night, but I'll likely not eat anything for the rest of the day until I have extra money or something, or I'll just drink milk. What I learned was during the Great Depression, people drank milk as a substitute for actual food because milk has all those nutrients that you need. So I've been using that as a crutch this whole time. Once I started drinking milk, I was like, wow, okay, that works. Instead of eating food, I just drink milk. $5 gallon of milk stretches pretty far. It also cools me down. So the idea is, yeah, you can go after all the predators and stuff, and you can continue to go after this person, that person that's done bad, done wrong, but you're not going to solve the problem if the people that are being harmed don't know what to protect themselves from. So I think it's a bigger deal to spread awareness rather than going and, we're going to fight the criminals. It's like the drug war. You're not going to be able to completely stomp out the problem, and especially the fact that many of them are they're in back alleyways, you know what I mean? You don't even know they exist until you're stuck in that alley. So I think the real solution to the problem is simply awareness. And I've been banging that drum for the last 10 years. This isn't a new concept. You work in the heat, so it would make you sick. Oh, I used to do roofing, so I'd still chug milk. I'm built different. I did concrete work, roofing. I've done every type of hard labor, working in the heat is definitely. When I was doing DoorDash, when I was living in a car, I didn't have AC. I'd wake up in 110-degree car, overheating. Talk about a melted brain, dude. That's why I've kind of changed. It definitely changed me. It changed my physiology and everything. I knew a guy whose daughter only drank milk, and her mom said, "Ugh." Okay, that's random. Anyways, I've done basically every type of job that you could do, except for building the house and actually installing the plumbing, professionally. I know how to fit the pipes and also electrical work. I don't know how to. I could probably learn easily how to do it. I'm just afraid to do it because I don't want to get shocked. I've already been shocked like twice by high voltage, so I don't want to. I've been hit by a car twice. I've died twice. Been shocked twice. You know what I mean? Like, I'm on third time's the charm on a lot of things. I had two real life girlfriends that I could say that were long term. HVAC is kind of probably fun, to be honest. I did plumbing and heating, and my senior project was heating systems. It was hypocausts, how to like the Roman hypocausts. I was describing how they worked, and I was obsessed with old world type forms of heating. So I took plumbing and heating in high school. I was in a tech school. I got OSHA certified. You know, my dad taught me, all kinds of stuff. Like I've always been about work. That's what's insane when people are like, get a job. Like, dude, I've already done all the job. I know more than most of the people saying that stuff to me ever will. How to do a job. 460 volts. That's insane. Well, I'm talking about just a standard wall outlet. I've been shocked twice. Like 120 volts or whatever. Yeah, I've done most of the work that other people, and I've done the master work. I worked with a master stonemason. I built natural stone-faced rock walls. I went to that degree. We're talking natural stone, no mortar. That's hard to do at multi-million-dollar mansions. But then we also used mortar. There was mortar, and I was better at laying the foundation stones, but only because the master stonemason would want to lay those face stones on the top because he was, full of himself for a good reason. He definitely knew what he was doing. But I've been taught by 3 different masons. And they were really good at what they did. When I did roofing work, I wasn't doing shingles. I was doing metal work. No, I'm not talking about just fascia. I'm talking like just basic stuff, like drip edge. No, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about really high end. You got to use like a special set of crimps. I don't know what you would call that. There's like a clamp tool it's gentle, but basically you put tape on it and it wouldn't scratch the metal as you're trying to make a perfect bend around a corner. Like it was decorative metal roofing. Do copper roofing. I didn't actually install the slate, but I carried slate. I did flat roofing. I've done everything, dude. When these people are like, "Oh, good a job," I could probably do your job better than you. You know what I mean? I've been above you already. It's like when people are doing that crap, it's insane. I'm not talking to you specifically. I'm talking about those people that are just yelling, get a job, get a job, get a job. I could run your crew. I ran crews. When I did landscaping, I did everything. I was doing the planting. I was doing the bed work. I was doing the irrigation. I was doing stonework. I was taking care of the lawn. The only things that I wouldn't do was fertilizer. I wouldn't play with that. I didn't play with the chemicals, and I didn't do hydroseeding. I'm a very diverse type of person. I tried to be master of all trades, basically, and I ended up being a master without being the grunt labor. I did a lot of grunt labor, but I did concrete work. I've done everything. I worked for a pool company. Learned how. Dude, I went 15 feet underneath a deck to fix a pipe because I had plumbing experience, So I went in there to fix a pipe underneath a pool deck 15 feet. I've done a lot of stuff, man. That's what I mean. Like, jack of all trades, I was more like a master of all trades. Everything that I've done, I've mastered it. I worked at a grow house. I built the greenhouses there, and I took care of the plants. I know how to grow cactus and succulent plants the best. You know, I'm not a master of foliage. I'm not a master of perennials. People ask me, what should I do with this plant? And I'm looking at them like, it's got leaves, right? It's got like flat leaves. It's foliage. I have no idea. But I know what not to do. I also know how to, of course, prune. You've got the perennials. You got to snip. You want to snip it rather than actually pull it, because it's healthier for the plant if you snip it. It creates a clean cut. And you don't want to, with cactus and succulents, you don't want to cut it twice. Shocks the plant. But you're dealing with like echeverias and succulent plants in general, you do want to rip the leaves rather than cut them. Unless you're dealing with agaves. If you're dealing with massive agaves and like palm trees, you want to cut rather than, pull it. Yeah. I'm not a master of foliage, but I'm definitely a master of cactus and succulents. I know I learned from a guy who did it for 40 years straight. He did it as a hobby at first, and basically he went into debt, and his kids ended up saving him and turning that business into a multi-million-dollar business. One of the Fortune 500 companies or something, I guess. They ran a different company as well, and that's why they had the money to go and bail out their dad. It was a perfect situation. But I understand business. I can do wiring. I just don't know how it works. I can lay out the wiring, set it up and stuff. I just don't. You got to tell me where everything's going and tell me what the blueprint is. I tried to be a master of everything. I'm an anomaly. I do leather work now. There's all kinds of stuff that I do. Now I'm into crypto, and it's just I've done pretty much everything. My brain is wrapped around the entire planet, and I see what's really going on. I can see the macro scale of it all. It's because I've seen at a micro level, I applied it to the macro, and I pretty much know it all because I was put in that situation, in all situations. And I could say a lot of that inspiration came from my dad. I saw my dad doing the same thing. Anything that my dad put his mind to, he mastered it. He did it. It was insane. So a lot of my inspiration, that's what I'm saying. There's good credit to be given. I gained inspiration from my dad to be this diverse. Electrical and HVAC, yeah. I never did HVAC, but I did do a project on like hypocaust and just the concept of what's it called? Area heating. I forget what it's called. It's like certain type of heating. But my dad is a hero for certain things, but he never actually showed me like, he was proud in what I've done. And I tried to explain to him later on. And he was like, yeah, but you're homeless. I'm like, I'm homeless, but what the fuck? I know everything, and you're an inspiration to me. And he's like, I don't care. I'm like, what the fuck, dude? What an asshole. I love him, but he's like an asshole. When I talk about my family in any way, it's a disappointment to me to see so many people disappointed in me when I've worked so hard. Yeah, humans can be so amazing, but robots are going to be taking over. Here's the thing about like humans. I was explaining it to these traders. I'm like, guys, like it's one thing to be a robot, like be like a robot or whatever, and complete tasks properly on a computer, but the robot can do it better. When the robots take over, you don't want to have your job as being a robot because the robot's going to do it better. So what do I need to talk about on this channel? Like, that's one thing, guys. If you're on social media consuming brain rot content, take a moment to go watch other people doing work so that you can learn how to do these other things. And even if it is just simply seeing what somebody else does and not really digging deep into it, you'll gain inspiration by seeing someone else work. That's what I watch. I don't watch brain rot. I'm watching informative videos. But in my shorts feed, I'm not seeing anything but education. Nah, they won't be doing HVAC anytime soon. You're right. Then again, though, 3D printing houses, you won't need HVAC because it'll be embedded in the actual layout of the house. Problem with 3D printed houses is that it's not as strong as they make it out to be. People think that it's super strong, it'll last forever. No, these houses are actually falling apart now. So, like 3D houses were kind of an inflated idea. People thought that would be the future of housing. It's not. Yeah, I don't really play games anymore either. The only types of games that I ever want to play is something that actually earns me something. So when I talk about Atlas Earth, it's not a game. What, I go on there and I watch a few ads and I earn money. It's an ad market, and you get paid to watch ads. That's what the game is. It's not a game. The only part of the game that you actually play is you walk around and collect some diamonds so you can do your daily wheel spins. It's not much of a game. Like, you spend like 5 minutes, 10 minutes a day. If you're not in on Atlas Earth, go look it up, get it. Don't spend any money in it. Just earn, and earn for free. It's a great way to make 10 cents every 20 minutes. The idea is you'll see that income in 5 years from the time that you went and earned that 10 cents. You'll see it 5 years into the future. So you'll start seeing your income 5 years later. That's pretty much where I'm at. Like, I started the game off where I was like, it wasn't a game. You know, I started off this ad earning campaign 2 months after it launched. I got lucky because that New Year's event, it got me about $1,250 in a week. I was making $19 an hour while I was working because $6 of that was earned on Atlas Earth because I was watching an ad. Go pick up plants, move them over here. I got lucky because that week I was moving plants, doing a very basic job. So that's what inspired me to use a bag for my phone, because I started putting my phone in my bag and I would just let the ad play. And then once I put the plants down and I'm walking back to grab more, go tap the button and I'd watch another ad. And it was just like, it was $6 an hour. And I was able to see that 4 years later. 3 years later. However long the game's been out. Because I'm up to like over $1,000 earned revenue on there that I was able to cash out. Like, I just cashed out $5 yesterday. Why? Because they have the 50x boost once a month. I think it's once a month. They used to do it twice a month. But I'm able to make about $30 a month on there just by tapping ads. It's a beautiful system. Go check out Atlas Earth if you're not in it yet. Don't spend money because you're not going to see it for an entire 5 years. And if the app shuts down, you're not going to see that money at all. So don't spend money in it. Just earn it by tapping an ad once in a while and doing your daily wheel spins. You can earn $2.50 on that wheel spin. But I gotta go. I gotta do a couple of things. And I'm going to go check on that token. I wonder if it's pumped yet. Because I don't have any notifications on this token, but it's Cyan Cat. And 2 of these failed already. But this one has a great support. I'm in on it. I started at like 2.5 thousand. I was one of the first buyers. In fact, I think I bought it right after the developer did. So now it's like at 3.5 thousand at least, and it's seen about $1,000 or $1,500 in of trade volume so far. So we're looking at potentially a moon. I would like to see a $3 million market cap pull out $5,000. That'd be sweet. But the environment will be driving us underground soon. You never know. But I will be back later, I'm sure. And hopefully I'll be working on this video too and pump that out. But I am a little bit scared about pumping this video. Dude, you have no idea how much this actually means to me. Like, you know, I'm not on here to go and make money or anything. I'm on here to spread a message. So, you know, any help, it definitely motivates me to continue spreading the message. But I need more of a message to spread. So come up with some ideas. Like on your off time, come up with some ideas for me to work on so I can research. And this goes for my entire audience. If you guys can come up with some stuff for me to research and to me to make a difference in the world, I will. I may not match your opinions on the matter, but I'll do my best to address the problem that you may add. And I think on Cash App, you can actually like add a message or something to it. So if you have some ideas and you're trying to get a hold of me and you don't want to use Discord at Godfinger, then, you know, you can probably send me a message on there and, you know, I'll come up with some stuff. But later, guys, I appreciate you guys very much. And I appreciate the likes. I appreciate the engagement, even the trolls. You can hate me as all you want, but I still love you. And let's go Trump. Fight, fight, fight. Have a good day, guys. Thank you.